What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We're gonna try to make this one as quick as humanly possible, even though that's typically not the par for the course when it comes to this channel. The whole point of this video is basically about this, right? This is the Tornador Mini, the Z-007. I don't know if they thought they were funny with that and they meant it to be like James Bond or something, like stealth. I was really on the fence about this thing. I really was. I talked to a couple people that I follow and follow me back, and you know, I was convinced that this would be a worthwhile purchase. Now, I don't use air compressor tools that often. I have been wanting to get more into it as of late because I've been adding some things. As of recently, I got the Rag Company, this bad boy here, which is kind of like the regular Tornador clone, the regular one. Then I ended up picking up the engine bay cleaner, which I used a couple times already, and I absolutely really love this thing. I have this from a long time ago because I wasn't using air compressor stuff enough for me to want to get the Tornador, and this was like stupid cheap. I hate to even say it, you know, like dumb cheap on like AliExpress or some stupid thing. And I was like, all right, if it's just gonna blow around and it still had this little flippity floppity, don't get that. Support the actual brands. Then I ended up picking up this Capri little blower thing. I lost a tip, so that was supposed to be whatever. Then I picked up one of these by the Capri company as well. And this thing is awesome. It's got an attachment where you can change out, and it's got different ends, which God only knows where those are at the moment. I had one of these as well for blowing out pads and whatnot, and again, this came with that. So that's the layout of kind of sort of what I have, other than the actual Tornador, that, you know, the one that like most of us are familiar with, which is another reason why I didn't feel like I needed to get another handle version like this. But then the Rag Company came out, and I do support them a lot, so I was like, all right, whatever. Anyway, long story short, I just wanted to see or show you basically this item. That's it. It's really the whole point of the video. It's priced well enough. I'm gonna put the camera down. I'm gonna just show you visibly and audibly, let you hear what's going on with that. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of this video. As far as like a demonstration goes, other than showing you and letting you hear it, I don't really have a car or any car that would be dirty enough at all, really, to show you this. My engine bays are clean because I just recently did them with this, whatever. So I'm just gonna show you what these do and what my impression is on this, actually. My air compressor is a California Air Tool. I have Flexzilla 3/8 line. I don't have like a big setup here because I never needed a big setup. When we moved to the new house and I have a much larger garage setup, God willing, knock on wood, God willing, that happens, then I'll be able to justify having one of those gigantic air compressor tanks and a much better design. So I'm just going to show you what this sounds like and just tell you about it. It's got a flow control in the back, so it can go pretty aggressive. I don't know, I don't use this one that much. There is some power behind that thing. That's the compressor kicking back on. It's actually a quiet compressor from other ones that I've actually had, but that's that one. Really cool because you can adjust it, turn it down a little bit. The Tornador that I was looking at was the black version for the actual one that you can put the cleaning solution in, and that looks like you have like a more of an adjustability thing. But again, is it worth it for someone like me that's not a professional? No, it's not. Now this bad boy has the swinging peepee inside of it, which it does its thing, right? Not as much power out this way, but it has the circular motion, which is what we're all looking for with these things, right? Now, it just, to me, These are all like identical type setups, except for this one. This one is definitely different. So I will probably end up getting rid of this, to be honest with you, because there's no point in having that now that I have this. This is the Rag Company version. It's priced awesome. Their whole setup is. It's just way more power. Also a lot more noise. And the cool part about the Rag Company one is it comes with this attachment. This just screws right off and it goes on, and it even has, you know, the ability to like brush and sweep at the same time, I guess, if you want. Again, I don't do a lot of interiors that would need this yet. I do have an LLC. I do detail, or I did detail before work took a little bit of a turn and got crazy busy. So I did have a necessity to have these things, but then it's like, okay, what ends up happening? What ends up happening now when I don't need to use these? Eventually, when we move, I'm going to be trying to detail 1 to 2 cars a month, feature them on the channel, and have all kinds of stuff with that. But this is the other Capri. This is my favorite one. If I had to recommend one, I would say this is a good one, not the other one. It's got 2 different heads on it. This is got like these ports on it. Reminds me of a freaking Pistola. That's the lowest. Hold on, let me... It's quite a bit. Ow, that actually... the hell, shot out, nothing? This thing is like... Okay. So, that's what's cool about here. Right here, this is awesome because you can throw this bad boy on here. Now again, this might be able to get into a different spot. It's got a different head attachment here too, as well. You could take this off, and it does have a different nozzle that goes on the end of it. Maybe it's kind of like, you know, a longer barrel pew-pews end up having more velocity or something. Definitely more pinpoint than the other one. I don't want to do it to the camera, but moves it. But this is definitely a cool setup. I like that a lot. This is one of the last ones I want to show you, and I hate this one. I used to like it. It worked for a little while, and then it just started to become dangerous. And I'm going to show you why. This thing, you would think, is great. It has barbed fittings right here, right? You put this on here. I'm telling you, it's like a gun, because you just go like this. No idea where that just went. Gone. Shot off like a rocket ship out. It's in a different stratosphere. So, you know, maybe it's the version I got. I thought I had a decent version. I am not a fan of this. It's probably going in the trash now that I did a little quick showing of it. These you're all familiar with. This is just nothing really to show. This is just a regular Tornador. Nothing here, and then you turn your... You got a little nozzle. Depending on if you have cleaning solution in here or not, you want to have just air, or if you want to have the cleaning solution and air. What's the difference with that and this one? Nothing, except this tool is incredible. It's incredible for the engine bay. I'm not a big guy for soaking the engine bay down with a lot of water, so cleaning with this tool and having the cleaning solution in here, like Shine Supply Solution or Green Star by Coach Chemi, those are like the ones that I would use probably on the most. This thing bends and it stays where you bend it. It's like one of those old toys, the Gumby type toys when you were growing up. Anyway, let's get to the point of the video. This bad boy. I see the simplicity and appeal, because it's kind of like, say you want to get into a tighter area size-wise, there you go. You got this bad boy here, and it's got this big 90-degree angle. This thing kind of just goes along. It's kind of like you're just going to put your hand where it needs to go, and you're just going to go in, and it's like, it's got this crazy noise, like a A10 just flying in. Very distinctive noise. It looks like it's well made, as far as I know, but what the hell do I know? I like the way it feels. I like the fat grip here. I like this little step-up lip here for my finger. So I got a good handle. And let me turn off my compressor. Like I said, I'm not huge on air compressor toys, air compressor tools, air compressor anything. What I can tell you is, maybe we could see if this will actually move some of this. Now this is the type of thing that would just kill anybody. Get over here, you bitch. But any kind of like dirt and debris, I'm assuming this is just gonna do its thing here. Yeah, so this thing will do a damn good job. Yeah, come on. So if I'm ever gonna want to detail the interior, I'm gonna end up having my vacuum. I'm gonna end up having one of those. And I did find this just now, actually. That was kind of crazy. What I am gonna do is take off my air compressor attachment, and this is gonna go in the trash, because F this thing, I don't need it. It's kind of annoying. And my son likes to play with these air compressor tools sometimes. I give him one and he'll just like sit there and he'll shoot a toy down or something or whatever. The other day I actually caught it on video. I'm gonna show you in a second. He had this on. This is how I learned of this, right? Thank God he wasn't like pointing at his face. I mean, I taught him and my daughter never pointed at anybody's face or your own. So they're very good with that, but he squeezed this at me and it came flying at me. I'm gonna insert that video right now.
And see how powerful it is.
Whoa! And as you can tell, that thing did hit me. I was a little shocked. I didn't even know what was going on. He laughs. I don't think he realized that something flew off of the end of this, and then immediately I took it away from him, gave him a different handle, and that was the end of that. But it almost hit me in the cojones. The wife and I are still chatting about whether or not we want to have a third kid, so that almost completely ended the conversation before it fully developed. So that was pretty wild. This thing, it looks like it's a little bit fatter than a 308, and that would just be, you know, this is probably bigger than a 4570. We would have had problems. It's like a shotgun slug flapping out my ding-a-linger, and you know, it is what it is, but that was terrifying. So yeah, this is what we have. Once I get the opportunity, maybe the wife's car, if I let it go for another week, I don't want to do that, but maybe the wife's car after another week, you know, I'll be able to actually demonstrate this side by side with this. Soon I'll be able to show you the engine bay cleaner again, probably on the Telluride. I will be doing some spring maintenances on that, and I might invite a couple people over, maybe a friend or two. I don't have many of those, so we're slim pickings on that. I might invite some people over and see if I can borrow their car for a video real quick, just to show you the demonstration on the engine bay cleaner. But anyway, that's what I have. That's all I have, and I appreciate you, so thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you are an OCD OG, I appreciate you so much. This is the array of crazy. Again, taking this off, and this is trashed. I think this is worth it. What was it, like 30, 40 bucks? I'm not too sure, but definitely a cool setup. Just so I can show you, because I told you about the air compressor. I started out with this bad boy. It's from Lowe's. Probably gonna end up torching that, getting rid of that thing. This thing has been a lot better. There's definitely a lot more pressure. The problem with these things is they're just not big enough. You want to do any kind of jobs that, you know, are going to require quite a bit of air. The thing's just going to keep kicking back on, even though it's got a fast refill time and a lot of power. It's just a pain in the ass, and I would rather have a bigger unit. I want one of those huge corner ones that have like a big, what is it, like a 50-gallon, 20 to 50-gallon tank or something like that. Something bigger. I'm not a big user of air, and I'm also not full-time detailing, so my needs and your needs are completely different. But I've talked with a lot of detailers, and a ton of them have a lot of praise for this, so I can see that this is definitely something that a detailer that does this day in, day out would actually appreciate and use. There you go, whatever. I'm gonna shit my pants on that one. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope everybody's staying happy, healthy, and humble, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't try to rip a tutor at the end of a video, okay? Especially at the end of the day. I gotta get out of this garage right now. I might throw up. I love you guys. Bye.